My name's Adam, and I'm an artist out of northern Wisconsin. We heard rumors down the pipeline that this tattoo machine was coming. Sometimes we hear rumors and we get very excited, and sometimes those rumors turn out to not be true. We knew that a prototype AXYS machine was being developed that has an RCA port on it. We know that AXYS has developed new cams for their tattoo machine and that they sent them out to testers, and we know that because we are one of those testers. I have the prototype cam. We know that the playing field for tattoo machines is vastly changing thanks to China. Cheaper tattoo machines are starting to come out, like the Sol Nova 2 and like the FK1 and the Prime tattoo machine that was made by Prime Tattoo Supplies and Critical. I just want to be honest and open with the audience. China is starting to take a huge section of the tattoo market. All the tattoo machines being made by Critical, Cheyenne, FK Irons, all those new tattoo machines that are cheap and budget-friendly tattoo machines, those are all the solution to try to combat China taking over the market. And it's not a bad solution. You want to make a good tattoo machine at an affordable price. All of these companies right now are trying to lock you into their ecosystem. Like FK Irons, you have all the special FK grips with all the special FK batteries that only work on that machine. And then you got the Critical machines and Bishop machines, where, by the way, Critical and Bishop are the same company. I don't know if people know that yet. And then like the Critical and Bishop space, where they are trying to lock you in with their Critical batteries, with their Critical Connect solution. And I don't even want to talk about Cheyenne's ecosystem. This port right here, this is so dumb. And where's all the grips? Why do we only have this one grip? And I would say one ecosystem reigns above all the other ecosystem. I would arguably say that the AXYS tattoo machines have the most accessories and customizations that you could do to their machines out of any other tattoo machine on the market. So they are only missing one thing to stay highly competitive, and that is a budget-friendly option. Not just a budget-friendly option, but a budget-friendly option that coexists with the ecosystem that they already got. I'm talking a budget-friendly machine that can use all their grips, all their accessories, all their cams. And that tattoo machine is apparently called the Acus M2 Connect. Connect because it has an RCA port on it, and you can connect anything to it. Oliver Air on YouTube was actually the first person to receive the Acus M2 Connect, and he actually did a live stream where he used the tattoo machine, so we got some video footage. Now, I ripped the video from YouTube, from his channel, I'll be honest. I am sorry, Oliver. I hope everyone that's watching this will go over to his channel and subscribe to him. I took the video, I did some color correction to it, and I added subtitles to it, but I did not watch the full video. I only skimmed it. So let's watch it now together. All right, if you guys see me looking in this direction, it's because I have my editing software over here on another computer, and I can watch the video over here too. So let's watch the video together. Here we go.
It's just been laser engraved with my logo, but it's one of these where...
So we'll see right there, that is the M2 Connect, and we will see that he has his Oliver Air logo laser engraved on it. Whether or not they are going to make an Oliver Air edition of the M2 Connect, I do not know, because he does have his own version right here that is a silver version of the Acus M1. So who knows? Maybe this was just a special prototype where he got his name engraved on it, or maybe it's actually, you know, his own special version of the M2 Connect. Who knows?
We're going to bring out early next year, I believe.
Early next year.
But it's got a brand new motor in it, which they have engineered in the AXYS house. You can plug it. It's got an RCA adapter in here.
RCA adapter confirmed.
Which means you can connect your own batteries, which is why the M2 Connect name is Connect, because you can connect whatever batteries you want, or you can connect a cable into there and a power pack.
Nice.
If I be careful not to.
What we can tell by looking at it is that it is pretty small. Like, that doesn't look any bigger than the original M1. Like, that looks like the same size with that battery on it. I believe that looks like the Bishop.
Touch the machine
Bishop
itself.
RCA
You
battery,
can see
maybe?
inside. Is
Oh, here we go. Okay, so right there, that is a prototype cam. AXYS has made 2 prototype cams. I can't tell if this cam is made out of brass or not, but I got one made out of brass that looks exactly like that. I believe this might actually be the bigger of the 2. So AXYS has made 2 brass cams. One's a little smaller than the other. This one might be the really big one, and it looks like when they release this tattoo machine, they are looking to release this machine alongside those brass cams. I get messages all the time asking me when AXYS is going to sell those brass cams separately, and it looks like the initial introduction to the brass cams might be through this tattoo machine. You might have to buy this tattoo machine to get the brass cams, but who knows? It's AXYS, and they'll do whatever they want. They'll probably release the machine with the cams and then maybe the cams separately. Who knows?
This is the 4.1 heavy cam from AXYS. This is the...
It's a heavy cam. It hits the skin a lot harder. I don't want to give you guys too many details on it because it's between me and AXYS on what the cam could do, but I am very excited for you guys to feel the cam. It is awesome.
New motor underneath. You can just...
So we'll see right there, that looks like a custom external brushless motor. One thing I want to point out with this motor is that is a pretty big motor for a tattoo machine. Now, I don't know for sure if that's a brushless motor. We know that this machine is going to be their budget option, and more often than not, brushless motors are a little more expensive. So this might actually be a brushed motor, so it's a little cheaper, and brushed motors are known for being very powerful.
See the AXYS branding on the motor there.
It looks like the motor has AXYS branding all over it, which means that they are working directly with the motor manufacturer, which is really, really cool. We like to see that because that means that they are giving all the motor specs to AXYS, and AXYS is paying attention to those specs, and maybe they are tweaking some things. It is possible that this is a very custom motor where they are demanding that if they buy a whole bunch of motors from this company, that they want the motor to perform exactly how they want to. So they want the motor to be able to do like high RPMs, you know, and to see the life cycle of the motor, and working with them to get all those data statistics correctly how they want it for this tattoo machine.
But yeah, this is the new 4.1 heavy cam.
One thing I want to point out, which I didn't notice until right now, is that this internal housing right here, this is a lot different than how the housing is on the M1, because they just came out with something called like the heavy guide rod, and looking at this, I don't believe that the heavy guide rod accessory would work on this, which is how they have that. You would think like the heavy grip from AXYS would work on this, so you don't really need the heavy guide rod or anything.
Super nice.
Just screws right on, just like that.
And yeah, it's super nice in the skin. Can't even hear it on.
Yeah, that was the Bishop.
So quiet.
That's
this
the
is running at
Bishop battery.
6.5 volts.
The Bishop Critical Collab.
You can kind of see what we've done already. It's just super smooth. It's a bit more redder, obviously, because when you go up in strokes, it will traumatize the skin a tiny bit more, but this, I feel, just gets the ink in literally in one pass. You can see how smooth it is and
when you go up in strokes, it'll traumatize the skin a little more. It's the same stroke length. That's the 4.1 cam. I think he means the new cam traumatizes the skin a little more. I don't know what he's trying to say. I don't know what he's saying right there.
saturated. It's so nice.
Very nice.
Lining on it as well is super crisp. You can do some nice blends with it as well. Nice soft black and grey shading.
Nice.
And the idea behind the new motor is, I think the leading standard of motor in the industry is the Farbhauser, I believe.
Fall Harbor, but yeah.
Might be wrong on that, but that is what most tattoo machines use. But the only thing is with that, I've found is, you know, having the different brands of machines from Bishop to FK Irons, etc., is that they have, they don't really last that long. The longevity of those motors, if you tattoo every day, like me, you've got a year and a half max before then you have to buy another.
Well, it is true that motors start to go to shit after about a year if you're putting, 8 hours a day on them. That is a lot of cycles on a motor. Obviously, we want a motor to last, 5 years at least would be very, 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 very nice. But yes, a lot of these motors do only last for a year or two. And a lot of that is actually because on like FK Irons and Bishops, it's actually not so much the motor. It is that ink and water is actually going up into your tattoo machine and it's going into your motor and clogging it up. A lot of people don't know that. Fall Harbor motors do last typically over a year, But if they are dying within a year, it's because ink is going down inside of your machine and destroying your motor. And that's why it's so nice to have an AXYS tattoo machine, because you can open it up and you can clean it out before the ink actually gets into your motor. Very important detail that AXYS continues to do alongside their new machine here, which I like.
The machine, or you have to swap the motor out or send the machine back to do that. And yeah, this is supposed to be longer lasting. It's supposed to be a stronger motor, where when you switch between really small needles like the 7 curve Magnum to a 25, you really notice the machine have to struggle to put this size of mag on. So the volts drop a tiny bit when you're putting it into the skin, because even though the motor's quite a strong one, it doesn't like pushing the heavier machine, the heavier needles.
I don't know if he's talking about the M1 or the new machine that he got right there.
So what I've found is with this machine so far, having tested it for the last 2 hours, there's no reduction in speed, machine speed at all. So you don't have to adjust when you're a tattooist and you know what you're sort of looking at and talking about and feeling through your hand. You don't have to adjust your hand speed to suit the new speed of the new needle.
All these tattoo machines, or the AXYS tattoo machine at least, they have a speed controller on the inside. So if your needle starts to bog down at all, the machine will actually put more power going to your motor, going to your needle, so that your needle stays consistent. So I don't know if he's trying to say that the new machine also has a speed controller or something, like the needle won't bog down when you put more force on it or something. Maybe that's what he's trying to say right here, or what he's trying to get at with how the machine feels, is that it just feels consistent, and that it's not bogging down when you use larger mags and everything. But the M1 didn't do that either. Let's be honest. A lot of Chinese tattoo machines do that. A lot of the high quality machines now have speed controllers in them, and a lot of the Fall Harbor motors. I think it's just built like right into the Fall Harbor motor, actually, to where it stays consistent like that.
So far it's good. It's very actually it's a perfect machine.
So it's going to be a cheaper motor, so that the machine is cheaper, but it's going to still have the quality of a Fall Harbor motor, I think.
I can't lie. I didn't think you could get any better than the M1, but they've done a madness again. They are constantly innovating. They're constantly making better machines. This is going to be super, super, super affordable as well.
Now, whether or not the machine is better than the M1, that is going to be solely up to your opinion, because this, I believe, is the budget option. So I don't think it's replacing the M1. I think the M1 is still going to be their flagship main option. It's just the wireless version, and it's going to have the different modes in it. I do not believe that this M2 is going to have the different kind of torque modes in it like the M1 has. But the M2 is going to have a different motor to it and a different cam in it. So it's definitely going to feel a lot different. It's probably going to feel a lot more punchy and powerful compared to the original M1.
I think around, I'm not sure if I can say the price, but it's $400 before tax.
$400 is a very, very, very competitive price for a tattoo machine. A lot of machines are going around the $500 price point, like with the FK irons, and I think even this Sol Nova, I think this is like $600 or something here in the US. So $400 to get an introduction to the ecospace that is AXYS is pretty crazy. You can start with this budget machine here at $400, and you'll have your foot in the door with AXYS, where you'll start collecting accessories and everything, and building up a lot of cams and batteries and whatever, and grips and everything. And then at any point in time, if you want to go to the M1, you can. It's a good foot in the door machine at a budget price that anyone should be able to afford, because you can literally do, like, you know, what is this? If you charge $100 per hour, a 4-hour tattoo, that's not even half your day of work. A half a day's of work could pay for this machine. Sell your Xbox, sell your PlayStation, get this machine, go to work.
So it's super affordable. It's going to give all the other machines on the market a run for its money, 100%.
It really is.
In my opinion, this is running.
It really
right
is.
Now at 6.5.
It really is. This machine is going to give all the other companies, even all the Chinese market right now, of tattoo machines is going to give all of them a run for its money. If it's $400 and it's an introduction into the Acus ecospace where you get all those accessories and everything, and you get the quality, because Acus is known for quality and their engineers are very, very smart and they know what they're doing. This is going to be an insane tattoo machine, especially if it's at $400.
Super well balanced, feels really nice to use.
Well balanced, obviously that's going to be on what battery you use. Obviously you're going to probably want to use a smaller battery. If you have a really long battery, your balance might be a little weird on the machine, but you will be able to run the machine wired off a power supply also, and then you got the advantages of amps and stuff. So if you are a colored artist and you get this tattoo machine, you run it off a wired power supply, you'll have even more amps going to your tattoo machine, and it will pack color even better.
It's very light.
If you guys don't know what amps are, I made a whole video of it on YouTube. Go check it out. All right, so that was the bread and butter of this video. Throughout the rest of the video, he's just tattooing. I suggest you guys go over to Oliver Air on YouTube and you check it out. He's really good at tattooing. He's doing some black and gray work right here in this video, and you can watch him. It's an hour-long video. Go check it out. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this tattoo machine down in the comments. As always, my name is Adam Darklord, and you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and sometimes TikTok. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.